Oh, good evening, everybody. What's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for your transfer news update and roundup of Manchester United's evening news. How are we all doing, everybody? Thank you for joining us. Happy evening to everybody in the live chat, apart from you, Arsenal Manic. But everybody else, United forever, Chris Sheffield, Gareth United fan. What's going on, my son? Scott Berg as well as in the house. Bernie the Bolt, Playmaker, C Talentless, Gareth United fan. Thank you, Playmaker. Everybody as well, great to see you all. Thank you for getting in the live chat. We've got all the latest Man United news for the show today. We're going to be covering all the evening's news and getting in there raw, my friends. So do us a favour at the start of the show and hit that like button on it. Give it a big thumbs up. Also, share it around on social media and give it a cheeky little subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. And as always, we do get in and out the chat on this channel, so make sure you get in the chat with your thoughts and opinions. Lalo Vera, what's going on? Linna's family. Hamza Patel, Eddie Trooper, Elliot Manduna, Dice One Arsenal Manic, just a bit of banter. WWE Network, Auto D, Dublin Games, Callum Gill. Yes, mate, what's going on? Yeah, okay, I'll get onto that later, Callum. JM Beer, and everybody else as well. Thank you so much for getting in for the show. So we've got plenty to get into tonight. The biggest news, I suppose, is, well, it's not really news, but it's just in regards to this shithouse Frankie Jong situation, guys. What is going on with this deal? It's an absolute debacle. Here he is, posting on social media, pre-season in America. Posting with his Barcelona shirt on there as he represented Barcelona yesterday, or whatever the fuck it was, and came on and played at centre-back, guys. So a bit strange. Is Xavi playing at centre-back because they just don't give a toss anymore? And so they're just trying to force him out. I don't really know, or I don't know what's going on there. But basically, Frankie de Jong posting on social media that he's proud and he's playing for Barcelona. Are these the actions? Are these the social media posts of a player who is about to leave the football club and really, really wants to go? I don't know, guys. I really don't know if that's the case. Maybe this is just his last cheeky little photo opportunity for him, where he's getting I don't know, a picture of him in a Barca kit, in the new Barca kit. Before he leaves the football club. It's his dream football club. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know what it is, though. Yeah, centre-back, says Scott Berg. Yeah, it's a really weird situation what's going on. So he's obviously gone on tour there. There was a lot of people saying, well, if Frankie de Jong goes on tour, then that's probably the end of him going to Manchester United. I don't really agree with that at all. There's lots of times in the past when players have been on tour and they've even started this season. And obviously before the transfer window closes, deals can happen. So I don't really buy that. It's just, but what it does mean is, well, at the moment, he's doing everything that a Barca player should be. He's sort of keeping his head down. All he's saying is pledging his allegiance to Barcelona, and he's on tour with them, and he's sort of just going about it in an unassuming professional way. Is that because he really, really wants to stay at Barcelona and it's his dream club and he doesn't want to go anywhere else, and that's it, he's definitely not going? Or is it because he's owed a shitload of cash and he's just got to keep his head down and stay on the straight and narrow until these details and fine details get worked out in the background by his agent, etc. And then he can move if he has to move, because Barca have agreed a fee with Man United. Therefore, you would think that they want the money and they want to sell him because they have agreed a fee with Man United. So it's a really weird one. But Barcelona, their stance is, well, they have accepted the deal. They owe this guy a lot of money. They're understood to maybe be trying to scrimp out on this money, guys. That's Barca for you. They're a bunch of financial melters. In fact, they're a bit of a sort of clown club, really, when it comes to the finances. I mean, how can they do this? But there you go. They owe him £17 million. Manchester United paid a bit more money up front in terms to convince them to get this deal done, and agreed. It's agreed, but there's still no more movement on this. Andy Mitten said, where's it, and he just gave the summary of the situation. There is no real change as such. Man United have agreed a fee for de Jong with Barcelona, who have communicated this to the player. He has shown no indication so far that he wants to leave, and is also owed wages. He's not happy about the way Barcelona have handled the situation. So that's sort of the situation. He's also not happy, it's understood, as him and his agent, of course, about the fact that they've been stiff for all this cash that they're owed. And there's no guarantees that they're going to be getting this cash anytime soon, because Barca are spending all their money on other players. They don't really seem too asked about setting up with Frankie or any of the players that they owe deferred wages to. So, he's not happy about the situation. Also, there's an expectation that they might ask him to play for less money. So surely all these things add up to still Frankie being quite likely. I'm not saying that it's that likely, but quite likely that he does go. just because of the situation, the fact that Man United have agreed a deal. Of course, he's not happy about the situation. If he doesn't want to leave Barca and that's his dream club and he's happy there and he wants to stay and his life's in Barcelona, of course he's not happy about it. But if Barca want the money, it's going to be an awkward, tricky, horrible situation for Frankie to stay against Barca's will there, in my opinion. He can do that regardless, and if he just continues to play there, they're going to play him. He's a top player, and if they have to pay him $350k a week to stay there and play, even though he doesn't want to leave, they will. I guess they'll have to do that. They have to do that. But they will still try and push him out at this moment in time. So that's essentially what they're trying to do, is they're trying to push him out. I don't know if this whole playing at centre-back malarkey's got any sort of involvement with that. Probably not. But it is a bit strange. But there you go. I mean, it seems like De Jong is doing all the things that De Jong should be in terms of being a professional Barcelona player. But I still, it's completely torn at the moment as to whether or not he's going to go or whether or not he's going to stay. I personally think just about that we will probably be able to get the deal done at some point. Doesn't seem like it's going to be a quick thing. Although we do have an update from Gerard Romero, who updated at like 5 o'clock today and just said something like some big news and a big change coming tomorrow on a certain deal. Eyes emoji, so maybe that could be to do with Frankie de Jong. It could also just be some BS. So, but who knows? It could be one of those things where if Barcelona are prepared to settle up with Frankie to get this deal done, and that happens soon, and they say, hey, look, son, you're out. And then that's it. He's going to come to Manchester United, isn't he? We've already got the agreement in place. We, of course, need to agree personal terms with the guy once he has been paid up by Barca, and that has been settled, and he does come to the acceptance that he is leaving. I mean, a lot of people don't really want this guy, but let's just ask the live chat, right? Does Frankie de Jong stay at Barca, or does he come to Manchester United? Does he go? Stay or go? Get your vote in right now with your humble opinion. I think by the day, as it goes on longer and longer, more people are thinking that he's going to stay at Barcelona, in all fairness. And at the moment, there's a good chance that happens, I suppose, because it doesn't seem like he really wants to go. He's posting pictures like this, like he's buzzing his tits off playing for Barca. Stay, says Thugger. Stay, says Arsenal Manic and Josh Lee. Go, says WWE Network and United Forever. And Duncan Bolifo. Hero says stay. Connor says stay. Vuti says go. Rob says go. Chris says go. Stay. Go, go. I mean, actually, it's pretty split still. It's pretty split. There's still a lot of people that are convinced that we can get this deal done. Ten Hag's still convinced. Ten Hag wants to get this guy, and that is his number one priority for the transfer market. It's not to add, back up Malacia or Eriksen for depth. It's to get De Jong in, somebody to really sort of run that midfield and control things and just be a complete sort of beast in the midfield to build the team around. And as we've said, Ten Hag's quotes recently where he said he needs a quality player to be able to play that number 6 role to sort of just like spray things around and play make. This is what we've been lacking at Manchester United, and certainly the area of the team that we're struggling the most in, I think. So yeah, Frankie de Jong is Ten Hag's priority. He still wants him. I mean, look, we've got this here. Ten Hag knows there's no one better at building attacks from deep than Frankie de Jong, an attribute that's key to his vision for Manchester United, via Andy Mitten. And this is, it doesn't take a genius to work out that he's got attributes that will fit a Ten Hag style of play, and with the relationship that they had previously, it's just sort of a good fit for us. He's a good player, of course. He's a top player who can run the show in midfield and get your players going and just be that sort of deep line playmaker for us. That's what we're really looking for. That's what Ten Hag's looking for. Ten Hag's a huge fan of this guy, and so he's still hoping that he can get the deal done. Of course he is. It's just a case of can Barcelona actually convince Frankie de Jong to go? That's what I think it's about right now. They've agreed with Man United a deal. They want the cash. They want him off the books. But it's down to Frankie ultimately. He's got a 4-year contract there. If he says, no, my life's in Barca, I'm prepared to stay in Barca and eat all that crap that goes along with it in terms of being, made to feel not that welcome perhaps by some of the hierarchy, and just like the fact that they want the money for him and he's refusing them the money. And they're doing all this other business. They got some financial stuff going on there, don't they? So it's a bit of a strange one, but it does seem like it could still happen. It seems like he could still stay. He could go, he could stay. It's one of those. Philip Chapman, I am fed up, mate. Absolutely, you're talking about Frankie de Jong. Definitely, mate. I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing about it as well, because this guy is the summer saga. That's it. We had it previously. We've had it with players like Bruno, where it didn't happen in that summer. Do you remember? And then we signed him in January. And then Jadon Sancho, we had a whole summer of it with Jadon Sancho. Never signed him. signed him a whole year later. So it's nothing new to us, folks. There's always these sagas when it comes to Man United. It seems like we can't get any simple signings done that easily. But yeah, it takes a long time for us to get anything done. Hey, what's going on there? Still Knox Visions. Hello from Houston, Texas. Been watching football for about a year now and I've adopted Man United as my team. Oh, man. You're a man who likes a bit of punishment, my son. A glutton for punishment. Fair play to you. Now, welcome aboard, man. That's awesome. Frankie Talk taking too long, says J. King. Outlaw Torn says, you overpaid for Sancho, says Outlaw Torn. 73 million is a heck of a lot of money for anybody, really. So maybe we did overpay a little bit, but I personally think that this guy, over the course of the next however many years, could justify that. It's early doors. If you don't judge him on last season, because that's not really fair to do. Let's judge him on this season. I think Sancho's could be the tits this season. Smash a 69 in the live chat if you agree, my friends. I think, seriously, Ten Hag's style and everything is going to really benefit Jadon Sancho. Sancho's going to get a lot of joy. He's going to create goals, going to score goals. I think he's going to be a phenom this season. That's why I'm calling it. This is Sancho's sort of homecoming, so to speak. Hey, legends, we've got 200 legends watching the live chat tonight. Thank you so much for watching the show. We've got nearly 100 likes. Let's have a cheeky little Baker Brigade like spike and see if we can smash the 100 likes. If you're just getting in here, please do drop a cheeky little free like on the video. That is all we ask. And subscribe and chat away in the chat as well. Get your thoughts in. Thank you, Rosh Bonner gets the 69 in there. Yes, I passed the COVID test. I haven't got COVID, fire up. Get in there, my son, which is great. I did do 2 COVID tests here, mate, actually, and here they are. And no, I haven't got it, mate. But I do feel like absolute shite, in all fairness, but I haven't got it. It must just be a bit of man flu. So, yeah, Sancho fits Erik Ten Hag's system, says J. King. Think about the way maybe Dortmund played when Sancho was there and sort of high-pressing, attacking team. He's going to get joy in a Ten Hag team, I think. That's fair to say as well. Yeah, that's right, Nick Morris. Come on, you know Sancho's going to be very good. So I think he's going to come good this season. I think that's going to be a position that we don't have to worry about really too much, even though we're talking about maybe getting Anthony in here at some point. But I think Sancho could come into his own this season and have a really good season. On the other side, it's on to players like Rashford to sort themselves out and actually try and do the business, whereas they've struggled like last year, of course. A lot of the players need to step up massively, of course, to do that. Speaking of one player who needs to step up massively to do that, really, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes was a little bit disappointed in the last game in pre-season. He had a struggling season, didn't he, last year? For his standards, very poor. He wasn't one of the worst players in the squad or anything, but he certainly, for his standards, it was a slip. And he's been speaking, and basically, he's done an interview. I think I'm not too sure where it was actually, but there's lots of quotes going around social media. I've picked a bunch of them out here. Thank you for Rush Mano, the legend, aka transfers_UTD, for sending me a bunch of updates and stuff as well. But Bruno Fernandes says that discipline slipped last season and backs Erik Ten Hag's rules. So Laurie Whitwell reporting, and this is via The Athletic. There's a bunch of quotes from Bruno Fernandes where he discusses the season previously and the future going forward under Ten Hag. And he says, I think we missed that for a while. Discipline is not only the way you play on the pitch, the position, it's also off the pitch. Don't be late for meetings, right? So sounds like a lot of people taking the piss at Manchester United last season, just in general. Lackadaisical setup, slack setup. Maybe that is down to, the previous management. Of course it is. Like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is like everyone's best mate, to be fair. I'm not going to criticise Ole Gunnar's time at the football club, because I personally think that he had an amazing couple of years and then obviously a shit last season. But Ole actually did really well, finishing third and then second, etc. I'll battle anyone to the hilt for his first 2 seasons being acceptable, because I think that they were. It's just that after that, it's gone to shite. He's too matey with everyone. There's no discipline. There's no killer instinct. Everyone's too nice. We've got a team full of bunnies led by a king bunny rabbit himself, who's just too cute and too nice. You need somebody who's a bit of a bastard. And that's what Ten Hag is, I think. He's like the Dutch Stone Cold Steve Austin, ready to come in here, open up a can of whoop ass on that dressing room and whip him into shape, my friends. That is what he's got to do. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. Eddie Trooper, man. Thank you so much, mate, for gifting. What the... Dude, get in there, my son. Sue! Eddie Trooper, man. Thank you so much for gifting 20 memberships. What the actual F, bro? Legend, man. Thank you so much to Eddie Trooper, guys. Let's get some mad love hearts in there for Eddie. Thank you so much, Eddie Trooper. That's just insane. That's absolutely insane. Let's just welcome in 20 new members to the channel. Oh no, guys, we got Phil Joneses. Everyone, get your Phil Jones emojis in the live chat to ward off the evil spirits of Phil Jones. There's too many of them, guys. Crikey. Anyway, Eddie Trooper, man, thank you so much. That is absolutely unbelievable. Linna's family, welcome to the Bacon Brigade. Chris Barker, welcome to the Bacon Brigade. P. Murr, welcome to the Bacon Brigade. Cosmic, welcome to the Bacon Brigade. Hip Hop Juice, Yan Che, Vinny Searle, J.A., Man United Andy, get in there, my son. Night Owl as well. SL, Sly Dog, get in there, is now a member. Chris, the only one, is now a member. Jake Warrior, Awi Malakal Adley, Normal Guy, and Jose Bravo have all become members of the channel. And also Hader, J Bruce, and Spooky Ghoul. What's going on there, Spooky Ghoul? How the devil are you? That is so awesome. We've got 20 new members of the channel because Eddie Trooper just gifted 20 people a membership. I find that quite unbelievable. Thank you so much, man. Dudes, that's unbelievable, man. That is unbelievable. 20 new members in one hit there. What? Thank you so much, Eddie. Right, guys, yeah, keep those Phil Jones emojis coming there to celebrate Eddie Trooper there. But we've got to get on with the show. But thank you to Eddie, and thank you to all the new members of the channel. We've got 20 new members right now, courtesy of the legend Eddie Trooper. Hey there, Mitch Clark. What's going on, man? Where's mine, says Randomness Tube. I think that's the luck of the draw, mate. The old new gift of the memberships they put on YouTube. Man, I think that's the luck of the draw. That's unbelievable, mate. 20 new members. What? Right, we're just going to go on with the show, but you're a bloody legend, Eddie. Thank you so much, mate. Bruno Fernandes is also a potential future legend. He's obviously not yet. His first 18 months at the football club were what I would describe as fucking rad. You know, they were really good, though. He was doing awesome things, creating a lot of goals. There was just, mate, will this Phil Jones just bloody piss off already? Do you know what I mean? That's the only drawback to getting 20 new members, is this tosspot shows up not once, but 20 bastard times, guys. Bloody hell. Anyway, so it's a Phil Jones loving fest. Look at this. Crikey. Yeah, okay, we get it. We get it, Phil. So Bruno Fernandes, guys, has said that discipline slipped at the football club last season. It's very, very disappointing. And yeah, but it's a new era now. Ten Hag's come in. He's going to be whipping them into shape. And I expect there to be quite a significant change, of course, in how we approach things and how just the training goes. And, of course, Ten Hag's already set certain things like players get punishments for being late and all these sorts of things. Ten Hag's got a bunch of ground rules in there. Discipline is one of them. He's going to be handing out the discipline at the football club. You can see, like, he's the type of guy, like, he's on the sidelines and he's shouting, "What the fuck are you doing?" to players at the end of the game there, you know, who are making mistakes. Charlie Savage going out of position or whatever. And he's on there. We're winning the game comfortably. It's a friendly. And he's fucking there shouting his head off, going, "Fuck you, what are you doing, son?" That's what we need. We don't need, you know, people who are just too cuddly. We need a disconnect. You know, this is the coach. This is the guy. You do your hardest to try and impress this guy. Otherwise, you're going to feel the wrath of him. Like Sir Alex Ferguson. Sir Alex Ferguson, although he's a nice guy, great guy and everything, he's also was a disciplinarian. He was also somebody that set very, very high standards. And if you didn't adhere to those standards, then he'd let you know about it. So that's sort of what we need is, I think, somebody who's more of a disciplinarian. Ten Hag fits into that mold. And it's just brilliant to think that maybe things will get better and things will change. Bruno Fernandes, hopefully, will be part of that. Hey, G0476, thank you for the super chat, my guy. Let's get a love heart in the live chat. Thank you so much, dude. That's very nice. Hey, we're only 9 likes away from 100 likes, everyone. Please do smash the thumbs up. Give it a cheeky old Bacon Brigade like spike if you're just getting in here. And we're going to talk about the rest of what Bruno said in regards to Ronaldo now. So he was asked about Cristiano Ronaldo and that situation there, and he was also asked about Eriksen as well, which is quite interesting. In fact, I'll just talk about the Eriksen stuff first, because it's just interesting, because this is a player that's obviously coming on a free transfer now in this transfer window that could be challenging him for his place in the team. How does he feel about this? Well, he's quoted as saying, Eriksen's such a good quality player for us. I'm looking forward to playing alongside him. I think the best players make you play better, make you improve. So I'm looking forward to learning from him and to helping him. So, you know, sounds pretty awesome. You know, Bruno Fernandes taking it on as a challenge and also another good quality teammate. Really, I think he knows that he's got a very big role in this football club. He's been given the number 8 shirt now, and obviously Juan Mata's left. He's passed that over to him, and Jesse's left. There's a couple of players that went in the summer in that position, and so therefore now, yeah, we needed to get a backup. We need to get somebody in. We need to get a squad player. But he's right. This guy will push him and hopefully bring out the best in Bruno Fernandes. He's going to have to be on his game if he's going to get in the team and be selected by Ten Hag. Ten Hag's been a big admirer of Christian Eriksen over the years. He's brought him in because he likes him as a player, and I'm sure he'll be quick to put Eriksen in there if Bruno Fernandes has a few sloppy, gash-tastic games. So it's on Bruno, just like anybody else, to step up to the plate and have a good season and perform and reach those standards and be disciplined and all the rest of it. So, yeah, Bruno Fernandes, though, I think out of all the bunch of players that we've got, he's not one of the ones we have to be concerned about being unprofessional personally. I think he's a pretty professional person in general. He's a good family guy. He's a family man. And he's also just like very much passionate and committed to the team when he's on the pitch. I don't really worry about his effort levels. I worry about his performances sometimes because sometimes they're not up to scratch. But I don't never really worry about him and his passion and his desire to do well in a red shirt. He's always trying to strive to do good things for Manchester United, but that's it. We need to get him back to his best. But smash a goal tally in the live chat of how many goals you think Bruno Fernandes, goals and assists. Let's go goals and assists. How many goals and assists Bruno Fernandes will get this season for Manchester United? Let's have a little vote in the chat. I'm suggesting that he's going to be responsible for a total of about 28 goals this season, right? So I'm not saying he's going to score that. I think he's going to score about 15. No, I think he's going to score about 14 and he's going to assist about 14. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for a really, really, really good season from Bruno Fernandes where he's like scoring lots of goals, creating lots of goals in the league. 35, says Mr. Miyagi. 56 assists, says Aidan Feeney. 20 goals and an assist, says Hero. 20 to 22, says Vuti. 26, says Daniela. 10 goals and 16 assists, says Elliot Manduna. 15 goals, 28 assists, says Nick Morris. Mate, that would be unreal, wouldn't it? Get in there, Nick Morris. Playmaker says 20 goals and 15 assists. Pete Morris says 20. 15 goals, 15 assists, says Gabe Moore. Vincent says goals, 20 assists, 40. 15 goals, 22 assists, says Westy. I'm loving this positivity, everybody. G447.6 says 8 goals, 13 assists. So we're all feeling pretty confident, at least, that he'll have a decent sort of a season and that he will score goals, he will create goals. He'll have a big role in the team. Eriksen is going to be provided in with competition. That's no bad thing. Get in there, Christian Eriksen. He's a great signing, and hopefully he will bring out the best in Bruno Fernandes. So Bruno Fernandes welcomes Eriksen to the club, and he knows what a good player is, and he wants to learn from him and also help him also. So that's great. Very happy to hear that. Now, just on Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes was asked about Cristiano Ronaldo, and this is pretty much what he's been said. He said the only thing I asked Cristiano, because obviously he's spoken to him, the only thing I'd asked Cristiano Ronaldo when he didn't turn up to training was if everything was okay with the family. He told me what was going on. That's it, and nothing more. So Bruno Fernandes there saying some information on Ronaldo. He also said, I don't know what's going on in his head. If he wants to leave, it's all about news. I didn't ask them that. So, yeah. I mean, yeah. Look, of course, if he's phoning him up as a friend, obviously, and there's a conversation had there, and let's face it, Ronaldo at the moment is off or he's away. He's not turned up for pre-season, of course, because of family issues. We have to understand that there has been some tragedy in Ronaldo's family in recent times, very recent times. And so I think we should be a little bit understanding, but also it's just like we have to be realistic and say that a large reason he's not at training or not with Manchester United on tour, well, it's because he's not 100% happy and he is looking for another football club. George Mendes has been speaking to people, of course, for a long time and gauging the interest of football clubs. It seems like there's not that many people interested, but still. Zane Miasi's getting in here with a super chat. What's going on there, Zane? Yeah, nice one. He comments, Piers Morgan persuading Ronaldo to come to us. Fabio Ferreira, future Bernardo Silva. You know what? Piers Morgan absolutely loves Cristiano Ronaldo, doesn't he? Zane Miasi, I mean, crikey, could you imagine it? That would be the biggest insult in the world. That's like, I don't know, that's even worse than somebody calling your missus a rotter or something. You know what I mean? If Ronaldo went and chose Arsenhollands, that would be something quite insulting, to be honest, Zane. Zane, thank you so much, though. I appreciate that. Can we get a sue in the live chat for Zane? He also said that Fabio Vieira is the future Bernardo Silva. Martinez, the new Perlo, says Linna's family. I like your style there, mate. Nice one. Thank you, Zane, assy. Zane talking out of my assy. What's going on, bro? Anyway, so Bruno's been speaking about Cristiano. He's just said that he just asked about the family and asked they're okay. He didn't ask about the transfer situation or whether he's looking for another club or anything. Maybe he did, he's just not saying anything, but I think there's more to it, obviously, than that. I think there's more to it than that. But Bruno Fernandes just giving us an update on Ronaldo there. I personally hope that Ronaldo stays. I think he will stay. Doesn't look like there's a host of clubs that are queuing around the block to sign him at the moment. Big money that he's on, the age of the player, etc. He's a perfect player for Man United right now for the short term for a season. It's just that we're not the perfect football club for him right now. So you can't really begrudge him looking for another club. But when it comes down to the final day of the transfer window and he's still a Manchester United player, he's just going to crack on, isn't he, guys? He's just going to crack on and play for us. That's the way it is. So Ronaldo, I think he'll stay. Let's ask the live chat once again. Cristiano Ronaldo, does he stay or does he go? We like to play this game. I still think he stays, man. I mean, what is the reason now that he goes? If there's a top club that comes in, i.e., fair enough, if Real Madrid put in a £30 million offer, I would not begrudge him again going. I understand. But we seem to see all these top clubs just distancing themselves from Cristiano Ronaldo, whether it be a lot of the Premier League clubs, Chelsea, or whether it be teams like PSG and Bayern Munich, all distancing themselves from this deal. You think they'd be interested, but they're not. So Ronaldo just doesn't really fit into a lot of teams' sort of transfer policy and philosophies because he's an older player. Stay, says Paul and Playmaker and Rob. Think he goes, says Enigma 47. Stay, no one else wants him, says Aiden Feeney. Strangely, it seems the case. Playmaker says stay. You think he'll go, says Daniela. Stay, says Duncan Belitho. He's fucked Piggy, says Madhouse. Stay. Not bothered, says the Vutanate. You're not bothered. I mean, I am kind of bothered because unless we were to go out there and sign a proper top striker to come in and replace the goals, which I don't see us doing, then I feel like we're just doing ourselves dirty for the season because I don't think Martial's enough. Although Martial's had a good pre-season, he's not enough, mate, for the season and all the competitions we've got and everything. And he's just not good enough. He's not the sort of guy to get you 25 goals a season. I think he can have a really good season this season for us, but we're asking a lot to expect him to replace Cristiano. And so who are we going to get? Wesley says he should stay, no point going. That's it. Unless a Champions League side comes a knocking, then it's not really worth him going anywhere. I'm with you. Does he stay or should he go, says Lucy McNicholas. That is the question, isn't it? Does he stay? I think he will stay. Shubham Sandy says stay as well. Kettering Town want Ronaldo, says Johnny. Send him wherever he wants. Get a young live wire to replace, says Linna's family. Okay, so we do have a want-away player. Nobody wants a want-away player. That could have negative impacts on the dressing room. Like, there could be a bit of friction there, of course, between club and player, manager and player. Just because, well, do you really want somebody in the dressing room that's not 100% committed? I do think that in regards to Cristiano, it's a different scenario. We know what Ten Hag said, that he wants him in the side and that he's planning for a season ahead with Cristiano Ronaldo. So, you would want him, wouldn't you? If you're any manager in world football, you'd want him in the squad. You'd want him in your team. You can make a team work with Cristiano Ronaldo. A lot of people think that we're a better team without him, but I don't. I think that with it's just the new Ten Hag effect with the new style, the new approach in training, the discipline, etc. It's early doors, but everybody's on best behaviour. Everybody's trying their absolute hardest. And I think if Ronaldo was playing in pre-season for us right now, he'd be doing really well as well. It's just like he'd probably be getting a lot of service. And he would be doing really well and scoring goals. So, actually, let's ask the live chat. That's a fun question. So, Tony Martial's done fantastically well in the first 3 games. He's got 3 goals. Just out of interest, how many goals do you think Ronaldo would have scored if he was playing up top there instead during those 3 games against Liverpool, Melbourne, and, of course, Crystal Palace? Like, how many goals do you think he would have got? I think he'd have got at least the same, maybe more. So, 2 says Ezio, 10 says Pepsi Dog. Wow. 10 says Connor. I don't know about that. 4 says Randomness Tube. Jesus will score more than 20, says Hero. You what? Maybe in all competitions. Took three as well, says Enigma. Playmaker says 5. Emma K says 3. Nice one, Emma. Mr. Miyagi says 0. Pepsi Dog says 10. Elliot says 4. Duncan says 9. I think some of you are getting a bit carried away here, but I certainly think Ronaldo would have done just as well, if not better. His movement's still absolutely fantastic, especially on the last man and everything. We've been playing a lot of good quality balls into the danger zone, and Martial's movement up top there has been brilliant, in all fairness, the last few games. But I still think Ronaldo would have got on the score sheet a bunch of times. Of course he would have done. 4 own goals, says Daniela. 6, says Shubham. Yeah, so there you go, folks. It's one of those. Ronaldo's just too good of a player to let walk out the door for anything less than a decent bit of compensation. If a team wants to pay us a good bit, I'm sure we would play ball. Because nobody wants a want-away player. And if we can use that money to go and put it towards a young live wire, like Linner's family said, I think it was Linner's family, then we could do really well for the future. It makes a bit of sense. We've got an aging player, somebody that's just going to leave in a year's time for nout, and is an expensive player. Why not just try and look to the future? But the thing is, will United have that ambition to go and spend the money on a player like Anthony, or maybe go and get an Nkunku, or just somebody who's going to be quite a lot of money? I don't really think that we would. I personally think we'd bottle it. Oh, we got 316 people in the live chat, guys. That is a Steve Austin amount of people, a.k.a. the Dutch Stone Cold. Do us a favour and give me a hell yeah in the live chat, because that's the bottom line. Anyway, yeah, so also do us a favour, smash that like on the video. Let's get this sucker to 200 likes. That's right, that is the target for the stream. Drop a cheeky little thumbs up on the video if you haven't done so. Help us compete with the clickbait wankers and the corporation charlatans by hitting that thumbs up button and smashing the old subscribe as well. Give it a share around as well. Shout it from the rooftop. Flying Pig United, the greatest Manchester United community in all the land. Well, maybe not, but one of them. Well, certainly one of them on the internet. Probably the best. Okay, so Daryl, thank you for being a member of this great community for 2 months. He's got a member comment in there, bro. He says, nice title, you're a good poet. Thank you so much, Daryl. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you very much. What a man. Get a hashtag 2 months in there for Dazza. Thank you so much, Daryl, for being a member of this channel, supporting the show. What a man. Rob MUFC's got in here with a super chat. He comments, Arsenal is shite. Ronaldo could buy them. Piggy, FIFA tonight? I was here yesterday for those 2 goals. Gooners are mud. Mate, thank you so much, Rob MUFC, for your comment. Do you know what? I'm going to be disappointing a lot of you legends tonight, because FIFA's coming back tomorrow now, guys. So I just feel a bit gashed tonight, folks. That's the reason. I'm just not very well. I'm paracetamol and ibuprofen up to the max right now. I just feel achy and fluey and stuff. I might sound fine, but that's because I'm painkillered right up. I am actually going to chill the hell out tonight, mate, and come back at it raw tomorrow, feeling 100%. That's the plan. So sorry about that, guys. There is no FIFA tonight, but we'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry about that. Late night FIFA tomorrow. My brother's now gone back to America as the editor, so he's in America now. He came over for a couple of weeks and he's back home now. So yeah, very, very cool to see him. It's great, but yeah, he's gone. All right, anyway, so now I can get back to doing late night FIFAs, but tonight is not the night. I did do a COVID test earlier, Connor. In fact, here they are here, mate. I did 2 of them, and I haven't got it, mate. I haven't got it, so it's all good. So Bruno Fernandes asked Cristiano Ronaldo. Nothing new there really to report, but Ronaldo, I think, will stay. There's not a host of clubs that are going to come in for him, it seems. And I think as time goes on, he will commit his future to Manchester United, or his season at least to Manchester United. It's certainly not the best place for him to play. I do feel bad for him. What pisses me off is that little melter, Lionel Messi's playing in that Farmers League, and he's going to be playing, of course, in the Champions League as well, and he's going to be closing in on Cristiano Ronaldo's record. I don't think Ronaldo's got too much to worry about for one season, because Ronaldo's very far ahead. But let's just have a look at all-time scorers in the UCL. I think like Raul's in 3rd or something. Is he still? No, he's not. Lewandowski is now in 3rd. Raul Gonzalez is in 4th, of course. Lewandowski, interesting. Right, so yeah, but anyway, so the Champions League goal scorers, yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo's got 140 and Lionel Messi's got 125. Do you know what I mean, guys? Like, that's horrible. If you're Cristiano Ronaldo, plus Lionel Messi's a bit younger, if you're Cristiano Ronaldo and you want to go down in the pantheon of greats, he's already got 1 extra trophy, though, right, in the Champions League than Lionel, but still, if you're going down in the pantheon of greats, you want to have that all-time record for the goals in the Champions League. Of course you do. And Lionel Messi's closing in on it. 125. Cristiano Ronaldo's got 140, right? Well, that's a bit frustrating. I'd be a bit worried if I was Cristiano Ronaldo that maybe in one season, Lionel Messi's banging in all these goals in the Champions League for PSG, that he could overtake me. So I wouldn't want that. And I know Ronaldo, that shouldn't be at the forefront of his thinking, oh, who's going to be the all-time scorer, me or Messi? That's not really what it's about. But for him, he's all about those. He may not admit it, but he is all about those stats. He's all about those legacy, the legacy and being a big legend and getting those records. Of course he does, Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. That's what he's looking for. He's already a fucking legend, of course he is. But he wants that he wants that all-time record. Of course he does. Too right, Messi got Ronaldo flapping, says Alex Kaur. Messi can't catch him, says Amit Kumar. Messi, I guess, could catch him, though. That's the thing. Give it one season where he scores 10 goals, and then he's only 5 away from catching up Cristiano Ronaldo. He could score 10 goals in the Champions League season. Of course he could. He's the type of guy who can score, especially in the group stage against a random gash team. Well, none of them are gash teams, but one of the lesser teams or something, where they just run a route. He could get 4 goals or something in a game. So he could get 10 goals in a season. No worries, I think, in the Champions League for PSG, especially if they have a run to the semis. Then it's quite likely he could catch up Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a bit younger than Ronaldo. I personally think Cristiano Ronaldo is the type of guy that he'll probably outlast Messi. I think Ronaldo, even though he's a bit older than Lionel Messi, I think Cristiano Ronaldo will probably retire after Messi because Ronaldo just absolutely lives and breathes it. And physically, he's still an absolute freak, and it doesn't look like he's slowing down too much. He's probably capable of playing for Sporting Lisbon in European top competition in the Champions League and in the Portuguese League when he's 42. That's 5 years from now. I actually believe he's good enough to do that. Maybe time will catch up with him. But right now, it looks like he probably would still be a pretty handy player, even in a few years' time. So he can still do it in the future and still add to his tally. Actually, let's ask the live chat. Who do you think will retire first out of Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo? It's quite an interesting little topic. Interesting. I think it'll be Messi. I think Messi will retire first, personally. I think Ronaldo will go on to he's 41 at least. Ezio says Messi. Damien says Messi. Pezzi says Pepsi Dog. Messi. Yeah, lots of people say Messi. What is the news on Anthony? Hey there, little Nathan. So Man United reported to be still looking at him and still considering going in for him again. It depends on a bunch of things. We do have to clarify the Cristiano Ronaldo situation, and we do have to clarify the Frankie de Jong situation as well, because that's a large bit of our budget that's being taken place here. We've got an update here from Rashad Rahman that's coming this evening as well, Barcelona Insider here, that reports Barcelona will not be obliged to sell Frankie de Jong should they activate a third lever. Oh, I hate all these bloody lever bollocks stuff. This financial lever crap bollocks they're on about. Piss off, Barcelona, you bunch of melts. Anyway, Messi says Westy. Messi will retire first, says Nick Morris. Both will retire at the same time, I think. Oh, wow, that would be very interesting, Gareth United fan, wouldn't it? Wow, yeah. I mean, it's stuff like that happened before. It would have surprised me in a lot of ways. Interesting shout, mate. Like your style there. I just think that Ronaldo's got longevity in the game, even with one season out of the Champions League, if he plays for United this season in the Europa. Next year he's still got the ability to play Champions League. You never know. Man United might have a really good season. We might get third. We might win a cup. It's not the most likely situation right now, but it might happen. He could still come and be a Manchester United player next season for us as well in the Champions League, scoring goals for United in the Champions League. That could still happen. We've got an option for an extra year. I think he's got an option for an extra year, or we have. There's some sort of option. So we will decide that situation towards the end of next year, hopefully, if he's still here. But certainly think he could still be good enough to do that for us. Would he want to be at Man United in a year's time? It does entirely depend on how Ten Hag does this season and how Ronaldo does in the team this season. Of course, where we finish and how we get on, and if we qualify for the Champions League. If we do qualify for the Champions League, then there is a chance he could stay beyond this season. Because why wouldn't he? If that's all he really wants to do is try and compete for things and get Champions League. If Ten Hag's got us back up there challenging, I don't see the reason why he would go elsewhere. He can go and play for Sporting Lisbon in a few years' time still when he's 39, 40 and still have a good couple of seasons there and win things there domestically, etc. Vinny Bullock, thank you, mate, for the like tally. He says we got 145 likes. Get it. Closing in on the big 150. Thank you very much, Vincent. STP Mitchell, hell yeah, Baker Brigade. Ezio says both could play till 50 if we put them on some TRT. Get that testosterone pumping through their veins. Sherman Sutherland says we want to pay so much money for Frankie, who largely underperformed last season. Are we insane? Says Sherman Sutherland. Says, well, I mean, it's, in all fairness, you look at the going rate of players right now in world football and how much a lot of players go for. Darwin Núñez, 100 million, whatever the case may be. It doesn't seem that outlandish that Frankie costs 85 million euros, in all fairness. I know that is a big chunk of our budget, but for a 25-year-old Dutch maestro midfielder who's controlling their international side, and, you know, you might say he's had a bad season, but personally think, you know, his role in the club is, of course, to sit deep and create and sort of create and play make, or play in that, you know, midfielder and allow others to bring into play. So it depends. I mean, if you're looking at him from a statistic point of view, he has struggled this last season, though. You're right. He struggled to find his best, as have Barcelona as a team. But I don't know if that's fair to say about his time over there over the last few years at all. I mean, I think it's fair to say he's a top quality player. It's just that he's not had the best of times of it in the last year, but he's certainly not had a stinker or anything. I think you're doing a little bit dirty. This guy is a good player, good quality player. He's also been running the show for the Netherlands. It's not too much money to pay for a player like that, who's a really high caliber, big name, big reputation player, who's in the middle of their prime. He's literally 25, this guy. You know, this is the best years of his career coming ahead for the next 5 years. If you can get him signed up to a 4 or 5 year contract, that's it. You've got a top player in their prime. So I think it's just about getting the deal done, really. I don't think it's too much money, really. I think it's kind of an appropriate amount for this guy. Yeah, Johnny says, try being owed 17 million. It would affect your performances. That's such a very good point. Fair one. Also, you know, right now it must affect some of the situation. I mean, he's just come on in a pre-season game at centre-back for Xavi's put him on there. It's a bit of a strange one. It would affect your situation if you're owed 17 million. And also, you know that the club that you're playing for right now has already agreed your transfer to a different football club under Ten Hag. He knows that, you know, obviously Frankie knows that the Man United have agreed a fee with Barca, so he knows that Barca are keen to sell him. Can't get away from that fact, guys. That's why it's still very likely this transfer does still happen at some point, because you cannot get away from the fact that Barca have treated him pretty badly, and they've also, also agreed a fee with Man United. Linna's family says, can't wait to see Eriksen and Martinez in the team. Yeah, absolutely. Good signings, definitely. Good signings. And Manasseh is looking very good. Frankie is class, but Barca never utilised him properly, says Twisted Fate. Pig, what if he doesn't give us his all, says Jonathan Gallagher. Well, then Ten Hag will just ship him out, I suppose. But he will give us his all. Why wouldn't he give us his all? It's not like he's just going to just hate football overnight. It's just a bit of a heartbreak for him, isn't it? It's like if you, I don't know, if your high school sweetheart breaks up with you or something that breaks your heart, do you just stay single for the rest of your life after that? Or do you get back out there and get plenty more cash in the sea? Do you know what I mean? Do you get yourself back out there, you know, and go and find true love? This is a bit of a weird analogy, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you still got to go and play your football somewhere. If Barcelona don't want you and they'd rather have the money, well, then your heart's broken, but you still got to go and do your business. So I don't think that he's really going to, stop and down tools when he comes to Man United. Erik Ten Hag's here as well. And Erik Ten Hag knows Frankie, and Frankie knows Erik. And so he knows what sort of guy he's going to be. He knows what sort of coach he's going to be. He knows how demanding he's going to be of him. And I think he's coming in to play some football, mate. I think he will find himself a really good place to play at Manchester United. Right now, we're not in the Champions League, but next year we should be. And for the future, what a great football club. I'm sorry to say, Man United is still one of the best football clubs in the world. We may have shithouse owners. We may be in the Europa League right now. But just the tradition of the football club, the following of the football club, the fan base, the support, the history, man, it doesn't come much better in all fairness. It's just the fact that we are shackled by our owners, and now we are in the Europa, and we are on the downturn because of the owners. But other than that, you know, really, there's a huge potential for this football club. With the right owners, overnight, you could see this football club just be back to being the best it could possibly be. So it's still a great opportunity for somebody who's kicked out the door. if they don't want him anymore and that's it, see you later on, Frankie, well, it's a really good chance for him to come and play for Ten Hag, isn't it? Oh, nice one. Also, here we go. Marca reporting in Spain tonight, this evening, 10:54 p.m. Marca reporting Cristiano Ronaldo is looking for a team, but that will not be Real Madrid. Oh, nice. Great update that's just come out there. Interesting one. Thank you very much from J. Felix Diaz as well. They're interesting. Thank you very much, Rushmana. Let me get this up on the screen here for you guys. So, yeah, just a bit of an update here that's come out this evening. So we were just mentioning it earlier. There's just little places, very few teams that would be suitable for Cristiano Ronaldo to go to this summer. And therefore, the chance of him staying at United this season and committing to us is getting more and more likely by the day. Master's just reporting this evening, Cristiano Ronaldo is looking for a team, but that will not be Real Madrid. So, he may well be looking for a team. And there's a story here, but they may well be looking for a team. But unfortunately, there's not that many teams that are going for Cristiano Ronaldo, if any, right now. We understand there's a team in Saudi Arabia, but that's not really going to fit Ronaldo. He's looking for legacy. He's looking for the top European trophies and competitions. Ronaldo somewhere in Real kit. The cheek, says Linna's family. You what? You get angry now for my phone, you greedy bastards asking for FIFA Pig as one-man band. Hey, steady on now, United till I die. There's no need for that. But in all fairness, that's all good. We'll be back tomorrow with the FIFA, and then we'll be back at it as normal as we were literally forever the last few years. But literally, my brother's been over with his fam, so we just had a bit of a hectic couple of weeks. But anyway, so there, just a little bit more news on maybe Real Madrid not having that interest to go and sign him. Would it make sense for him to go back there for like Benzema and people like that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, Benzema's kind of the guy now. You know, so I don't know really. I mean, Ronaldo's Ronaldo, isn't he? Anybody I would think anybody in the world, given the opportunity, would want him. But clearly I'm wrong because there's many people distancing themselves from him. Okay, right then, let's just cover the rest of the news then, folks. So we are going to have a big Q&A at the end of the stream as well. But for now, smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and get yourself in and out the chat. But we are going to have a Q&A at the end of the show. So if I miss any of your comments between now and then, there's a lot of people commenting. We will dip in and out, but we'll definitely have a big Q&A at the end. So, so Barca, you know, this is essentially Barca have agreed a fee for Jong, you know, with Man United. And they communicated it to the player, obviously. He knows that there's an agreement in place there. But he's shown no sort of indication so far that he wants to leave. But a lot of people are saying it could be just down to like the fact that, well, they owe him a lot of money. He doesn't want to be seen publicly having an interest in going elsewhere, because if it comes down to it and there's a legal battle or something ridiculous like that, then they might call into question some sort of loyalty or some sort of loyalty clause in the contract or some bollocks like that. I don't really know. But, you know, so it's very unlikely that Manchester United would, be able to do any more than we sort of have done at the moment. It's really on Barca and De Jong to get this deal sorted out between them and pay him up. And then obviously they can sell him to us if he will agree a fee with us. But I personally think, even though he doesn't really want to leave Barca, he's open to coming to Manchester United and joining Ten Hag. We wouldn't have persevered all summer long if we didn't at least have some sort of belief or faith from Frankie de Jong himself to Erik Ten Hag himself that, yes, if Barca are getting rid of you, we'll have you, and will you come? I don't think we would have got to this stage where we've put in all these offers and negotiated all this time and wasted our whole window so far, when we could have been looking at other players, if we didn't have a little bit more than what is being currently reported. Yeah, Frankie is posting all these things and saying all the right things, like, hey, he doesn't want to leave Barca and it's his dream club, and he's posted this on social media 2 hours ago, celebrating the fact that he's playing pre-season centre-back. But it's not as it all seems. It's not as it meets the eye, in my opinion. There's a little bit behind the scenes that is difficult and it needs sorting out between the club and player, but I still think he will come and be Ten Hag's big signing in the summer. Smash a 1 if you think we will sign Frankie de Jong. Smash a 69 if you think, let's move on to somebody else. This is what I want to get onto, because that's the title of the video. Will we, is it time that we move on to somebody else? Because this guy is committed himself to Barca. It seems he's not apparently open to leaving, but I personally think it's not as meets the eye. He was good, but last season was absolute garbage, says Duncan Bolitho. Johnny Pogba is gone. What you on about, says Jonathan. A little bit of bands going on in the live chat here. Rob and Elliot agree with me, but Chris doesn't agree with me, and Playlist Account doesn't either. And Jonathan says fuck de Jong. Merchant says no. Fair enough, guys. Fair enough. I mean, it's very, very split anyway. It's very, very split. But Erik ten Hag definitely wants him. He sees him as one of the most complete sort of midfielders that we could get in Europe. And he wants somebody that can help impart his sort of style of play. And he also wants somebody that can, that is somebody who can build a sort of midfield around. And so he wants to push for him. He's prepared to wait for him. He's patient. Ten Hag still wants to get his man. That's the news there. Right, we've got a bunch more news to get into, guys. I don't know how we're going to cover all this news tonight, man. I've got so much news, so much other stuff to get into. The first bit, let's just talk about this. So, Raphael Varane and James Garner, just a bit on this. They're back. Raphael Varane and James Garner were both left out of the squad for the Palace game. Both have since returned back to training and could face Villa. Get in there, my son. Kofi Amponsa, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. And Abhinav Singh, thank you so much, guys, for hitting that subscribe button and getting yourself on the channel. If you guys are new, do what those legends have done and hit that subscribe and drop a cheeky little thumbs up. Raphael Varane and James Garner were both left out. They're back. That's good news. Varane is a concern, isn't he? He's literally just come in to the pre-season side. He's already injured. He already got an injury. He's just a complete sick note. That's it. You can't rely on him, mate. Jonah. He's going to leave you in the lurch many, many times throughout the season. He is a classy player. I mean, on paper, having Raphael Varane at the back is a great, great player to have in your team. But he's such an injury-prone guy. Like, he's constantly in and out, constantly being rehabilitated. When is he ever actually at his 100% best? Well, he's got a good run in the team where he's stayed physically fit for long enough to have got that condition and the match sharpness back to the point where he's at his 100% best. That's my concern. I think he's always playing at 90%, this guy, and then he gets injured. So it is a bit of a worry, man. I am concerned about Varane at the back. I think that Lisandro Martinez coming in obviously alleviates a lot of these concerns and worries because he should be a guy that can come in there and boss it for us at the back. I was looking at some of his aerial stats the other day. Very impressive. Better than the likes of Harry Maguire, and very impressive the amount of aerial duels that he wins for such a small player. So that is impressive. That's good, and that helps. That fills with a bit of confidence. He's a great passer, etc. But then it leaves us a good few other options in that other position next to Lisandro Martinez. It could be Eric Bailly to come in and replace Varane if he's injured, although he's very injury prone himself, Lindelof or Slabby. So these are the options. But Raphael Varane, man, it's a little bit of a concern. He can't really rely on him. He's just too injury prone. But he is back anyway, so that's good. That is good, guys. Right, also, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot to put those up on the screen, didn't I? Bruno, don't know what's going on at Ronaldo's head. If he wants to leave, it's all about the news. I didn't ask them that. He also said the only thing I asked Ronaldo when he didn't turn up to training was if everything was okay with his family. He told me what was going on. That's it and nothing more. Also, Chelsea have put a bid in for Jules Koundé, a player that has been linked to Manchester United previously in the past. A very talented defender, very good, skillful player as well. Quick player also. Good option. Chelsea, £55 million bid for Jules Koundé. Come on, United! Come on now! This is bloody pathetic, isn't it, this transfer window? They've already signed a couple of good players as well. Everyone's doing good business. We're going to get left behind, twiddling our thumbs, pulling our plonker over Frankie de Jong all summer long, waiting and doing nothing. We should be going for other midfielders, other options, other players. Get Anthony in, get Tielemans in. Stop fanning around like a bunch of fannies and get some bloody business done, because otherwise we're going to be left with our pants pulled down come the end of the transfer window, panicking around, probably end up signing, I don't know, fucking Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain or something. You know, it's an absolute bloody nightmare. We need to do something. They need to do something now. But anyway, it is very ridiculous. But there you go. Anyway, Chelsea putting a bid for Jules Koundé, submitted during the afternoon. It's still discussed with Sevilla on payment terms, structure, and more. Talks on also right now. Chelsea are waiting for final green light as they know Barcelona are still pushing with the player. Okay? So Barcelona is still pushing with the player. But anyway, so Chelsea... That's good. That's good, though, in some ways, right? Because look, Chelsea are being linked with Frankie de Jong quite recently, where there's a lot of debate, a lot of discussion, at least some reports come out to say that Chelsea may look to bid for Frankie de Jong once there's like a solution, or if it looks like he's going to actually be going to Manchester United and Barca allow him to go and he's prepared to go, then they might swoop in and try and hijack the deal. That's what's been discussed, but they're spending money and it doesn't look like that's that realistic. We talked about, I said it's probably bullshit, probably PR propaganda guff from Barcelona's guff department. So, you know, that's probably what it is. But in regards to this means that they're getting another good player, but it also means that it's probably less likely that they go for somebody like Frankie de Jong, which is good for us. Malp says, Chelsea are a nightmare, always in the background, keep an eye on what we're doing. There you go, Malps, exactly. Westy says, our window transfer at the moment is slow. The only decent we had is Ericsson. Well, I think Malacia is a very good player, but Ericsson and Malacia, even though they're very good players, they're just not necessarily players that are going to come in and improve the first team immediately because they're arguably just backup players. Liam D says, will United finish in the top 6 this year? Honest question. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Definitely. We're not going to do any worse than last season, mate. I believe even if we didn't sign any new players, Ten Hag with his new approach, new style, new philosophy, and the couple of players we've already just brought in, we'd probably just do better because we've had a bit of a sort of cancer or viruses. A couple of the dodgy players leave, like Lingy and people like Pogba, who just sort of not really helped us and have, if anything, hinders us over the years. And he could probably get better out of this current squad than how we did last year in all fairness. With fucking Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno, Sancho, Rashford, Martial, you know, these are all decent players, man. And of course, players like Varane and Alessandro Martinez is coming in, and De Gea, you know, there's a good squad there. It's not elite. It's not good enough to win the league. But, which it should be, we should have even if we can't do it this year, we should, in my opinion, have had an ambitious window where we could arguably have a good squad that is on paper a really quality squad up there with the best teams in the league. We don't have that, but Ten Hag still can get this team performing better than we did last year. Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, Harry Maguire seems to be very in favour with Ten Hag. Yeah, what is that all about, man? No idea, dude. No idea. The only thing I can think of is maybe it was from Ten Hag's days in the WWE, where he used to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he used to like hanging out with Slabby Maguire, aka Kane. You know what I mean? Because he was like just a big old unit. And yeah, no. Anyway, Rory, thank you so much for the €5 super chat, bud. He says, let's be honest, we're all desperate for De Schlong. Playing those, hey, speak for yourself, my friend. Playing those seductive, penetrative passes through the middle, splitting the defence wide open. Mate, why does your comment sound so sexual, Rory C? You know what I mean? Let's be honest, we're all desperate for De Schlong, playing those seductive, penetrative passes through the middle, splitting the defence wide open. Did you just want to get me to say that? Are you having a Tommy Tank or something? No, in all fairness, no, you're right. We do want to see that sexy football, De Schlong spraying it wide and far. You know what I'm saying? We do want to see that, dude. You're absolutely right. You know, we want to see him popping it off in the hole to Bruno Fernandes, etc. What? But in all fairness, no, we definitely do want Frankie de Jong in here, controlling things, dominating play, and and beating the opposition into submission, my friend. You know, this is what we want to see. Frankie de Jong in there and performing well. I agree, Rory. Thank you. Can we get some love hearts in the live chat and some sues there for Rory? Curtains closed, lights off, says SA says, popping what off? He really wants De Schlong, says Stormtrooper. Oh, man. Nosy Bonks wouldn't want to do a watch along with Rory. Spraying shots onto the bottom of the league, says Still Knox. Oh, man. Abdi Leeback says, any news on De Jong? Wow. Okay, wow. I don't know if I can repeat myself again, to be fair. I think you need to go and watch the start of the video, mate. But to answer your question, not that much, mate. Just like, he's posting pictures of him loving it, playing for Barca. He's playing at centre-back for them. What's that all that about? Saying he's still owed 17 million. The situation is really just more or less the same, but I mean, there's the update for you now. We've agreed a fee, communicate to the player. He knows that there's a fee agreed and that they want to sell him. They owe him a shitload of cash. They wanted to stay for play for a lot less money, but it's really just a move to get him out the door. They're pushing him out the door. And at the moment, yep, he's trying to get his money, and then hopefully he'll be pushed out the door and we'll sign him. That's basically the situation as it is. But yeah, Chelsea going in for Jules Koundé. Maybe that means that Frankie de Jong is not a target for them now. Hopefully not. Anyway, there was some reports that he could be. Also, just on Jurriën Timber, Fabrizio Romano, an update this evening. This is another target for us this summer. Another player who is versatile, can play centre-back, right-back, is a Ten Hag player, somebody that he's had a hand in developing, of course. And his standout season, this season just gone for Ajax, it's all largely down to Erik Ten Hag, and he's been a player that's played a lot of times for him this season just gone. It's a shame because this guy is a player we would all want. He's 20 years of age. Hey, Rushy says we just hit 203 likes. Get in there, you bloody legends. Sue! Baby, we did it. Break out the red panties. It's red panty night. The live chat's got us 200 likes. Everyone, thank you for hitting that thumbs up. If you're just getting in, please do smash the like. That helps us out massively. Boosts us up on the YouTube algorithm. You might as well. It's free. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So Vanguard told Timber not to join us. Yeah, Vanguard, bitter old man, going in there raw after we sacked him after winning us the FA Cup. But there you go. And he's obviously, yeah, but in a way he's kind of right. Unless Timber's going to play regularly for Manchester United, then what is the point? And if he's not going to be given assurances by Ten Hag that he will be a starter, then, I mean, I could sort of see what he's saying. It is a big World Cup year. I mean, speaking of that, actually, just on Facundo Pellistri, so there's actually a little bit of concern. Like, we see some reports this evening. We have a source that says that Facundo Pellistri is a little bit concerned at the fact that he's not really going to play at all. And what is it? Another season? Is it going to be a season loan to somewhere? Or is he going to get any game time, any opportunities? He wants to get into that Uruguay squad. So, is Martinez official yet? Nothing on United's website. Not yet, Brett Southard. So they have actually announced that they've reached agreement with Ajax. So it's being done. But what it is there's a visa hold up, and there's also, they've obviously done the medicals and things like that. But the announcement's coming very soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it's tomorrow in terms of the official unveiling type thing. Some reports were he was he was at Carrington today. I don't know if that was legit, but there were something on that earlier. I don't know if that's the case. We saw something, but don't think it was true. Martinez is in London chasing around Gabriel. Okay, so yeah, there's that then, folks. Timber, his contract, he looks like he's signing a new contract at Ajax. So Ajax are getting closer to reaching a full agreement with Jurrien Timber to sign the new contract. Parties are now discussing terms, and feeling around a deal are positive. Timber's stance is he wants to play regularly for Ajax. He feels like it's a good standard team. He said this in the summer himself. He literally said that maybe it's better for his development to be playing at the team where he's playing regularly to a very high standard, which is in the Champions League. And for another year, he's guaranteed to get game time and guaranteed to get in the World Cup squad, essentially. So yeah, Louis van Gaal's been in his ear here, stitching us right up. It would have been good if we could get this guy. You got a question is fibre of his fabric as well. The fact that maybe he's not prepared to battle his way in to proceedings for the Netherlands team in Man United's team as well. Like, how does going to Manchester United stop you being the Netherlands setup? I don't really get that, to be fair. Just play well and get in Man United's team. You know what I mean? Force your way in Man United's team. You've only got a bloody human fridge to dislodge, so it shouldn't be that hard. But there you go. That's what I'm thinking. So maybe mentality-wise, this guy's not ready for Man United anyway. But it is a shame because this guy would have been a really good signing for us. Ajax need to keep hold of some players as well, don't they? They're just going to sell so many players. That's right. A-Bub says Ajax may struggle in the Champions League next season. Maybe. I mean, they've sold a lot of players and they will probably continue to lose one or two more this summer. And they've got a replacement, but remember, this is what Ajax do. Maybe this next season will be a bit tougher for them. Of course it is. It's a rebuilding season for them. But almost every season is for Ajax. That's what it is. It's a production line of talent. They sign players for dirt cheap and they sell them for good amounts of money and then they do it all over again. That's what they do. Same. That's what's happened with Lisandro Martinez here. We've paid 55 million euros for a player they paid 6 million for a few years ago. That's what they do. It's a big profit for them, and they will continue to do that. So they'll go and sign some other gems. Their recruitment is brilliant. Their scouting network is brilliant. Their youth setup there in terms of developing youth players is second to none. So Ajax will be just fine. I don't really care about Ajax anyway, to be fair. I just want to raid all their players. I just see Ajax as a feeder club for Man United these days, guys. That's pretty much all they are. They're our feeder club. You know, please feed us with players, please, Ajax, and stop asking for so much bloody money. Anthony would be a lovely signing for Man United this summer and for Ten Hag with that history and that relationship. But they're asking for too much money. Papa Store says, Pig, do you think we could still get Anthony over the line? I mean, I do, but I think it's dependent on some of the other business we do. Maybe with one or two outgoing players. But also it depends on players like Frankie de Jong as well. If we get that deal done, then there's going to be less of a transfer budget left. If it does fall down and it's an embarrassment we can't get it done, then there's going to be a lot of transfer money left. Chris Koo, thank you so much for the £2 super chat. He says, what up, Bacon Squad? Time to move on from de Jong, ? Right, let's ask the live chat. I'm going to get it on a poll. So time to move on from De Jong? That is the question I've asked in the title of the video, and that's the question I'm going to ask you in the live chat now. Is it time to move on? Yes, if you think we should just go on to other players now and forget about Frankie. Or no, if you think, no, Ten Hag should go and get his guy and let's keep this saga going with Frankie de Jong. I think we still got to look for another option. I've said it many times now, but we should be trying to sign Youri Tielemans. There is a little bit of a piece of information we have about Youri Tielemans that Manchester United are still interested in this guy, apparently. I mean, look, Man United's interest in Youri Tielemans is genuine and growing. He's a far cheaper and less complicated option than Frankie de Jong. Erik ten Hag has put him on a midfield shortlist. This is just a report that we saw this afternoon. But yeah, I mean, obviously that should be the case. Man United should be interested in Youri Tielemans. Premier League proven, middle 20s again. Very, very impressive over the last couple of seasons. Creative player, can get you a goal, can create a lot of goals. I don't see the drawback. We should be getting this guy as well as Frankie de Jong. So, yeah, definitely good option, this man. Rather than Anthony, I'd rather see us go and get Youri Tielemans and then still get Frankie de Jong. What a midfield we'd have then. See you later on, Scott McTominay. See you later on, Scotty. Then we've got Donny and Fred and Garner maybe. And Scotty's just going to go and maybe finance Youri Tielemans. There you go. You could probably get 25 mil back for Scotty. He's not interested in playing for United, says Johnny N. What, Youri Tielemans, you think? Well, Youri Tielemans is very much understood to want to play for a Champions League football team. You're right about that. So these are some of the bits of information that have come out in the past from people such as Fabrizio Romano, etc., who say that he does not want to sign a new contract to Leicester, and he's made it clear to them that that will not be the case. They're aware that they could do with cashing in on this guy if they want to get maximum dollar for him now. But at the same time, he is a good player for them. They're not going to let him go unless the deal is right. But, whether or not, whether or not it's such an important thing for him is another question, because like I say, it's just a factor, one of many things, isn't it? Like, you're not going to go to a certain club just because they got Champions League football. But, you might go to a club who doesn't have Champions League football just because they're an absolutely fantastic club. If what you really want is to play in the Champions League, then you will not go to Man United right now. But if you're prepared to be part of a project where in a year's time you will be in the Champions League, then maybe you go to that football club. It's not the craziest thing to think that we could sign Youri Tielemans from Leicester City. I mean, Man United is a big step up. Now, I know Leicester have won the league more recently enough, but you know what I mean? In terms of the stature of the football club, Man United is a bigger club. Hyper Strike FC says, Pig, I've been watching you for the past month from India. Just want to say, the question isn't move on from Frankie de Jong. The question is to have backups to put pressure to sign him. Just waiting for the chat to move up so I can see the rest of it. Otherwise they will keep hold. Yeah. Okay, fair play. See, I personally don't think it's down to Barca wanting to keep hold of him, though. They've already agreed a fee with us, 85 million euros. They want him to sell him. They want to sell him. What it really is down to is that they're trying to scrimp and scrape on this money that they owe him. I think that that's what it's down to. I think that they're trying to pay as little money to Frankie to set him up and compensate him and push him out the door at Barcelona. That's what I think anyway. I don't know that, but that's my hunch feeling. Yeah, but you're right though. We should absolutely be looking to sign other players like Tielemans or somebody else. We should bring in somebody else immediately now. Therefore, it's not an absolute nightmare if the Frankie de Jong deal doesn't get done. But if the Frankie de Jong deal does get done, then therefore we've gone and got Tielemans and de Jong. We've got a brilliant midfield. Like, I don't see the drawback in sort of having that level of planning. Rory C, thank you for the €5 super chat you laid. And he comments, with the renewed interest in Anthony and Tielemans linked now, it makes sense given the tight glazers. Tielemans plus Anthony way cheaper than Frankie de Jong plus Anthony. Very much the case, mate. What a good comment. And also, what's going on with Ronaldo? We may well need Anthony in this football club as well, like sooner than we might think. If Ronaldo does go somehow this summer, we don't know for a fact he's staying. I think he will, but we don't know for a fact. So you're right. I mean, Anthony and some sort of forward players in general, wide players and strikers, we need to have a little look at, don't we? You are right about that. So, Tielemans and Anthony does represent, what's that, about 100 million euros, maybe little bit more in order to get those guys in. That represents pretty good value to me, mate. Whereas Frankie for 85 million euros eats up a heck of a lot of the budget. In all fairness, though, like I've said before, I don't think the wingers is the position we need to strengthen that much. As long as Ronaldo's staying, we've got Martial who can play there, Rashford, Elanga, Garnacho, Pellistri, Amad Diallo, Sancho. And so therefore, I'm not too overly concerned about those wide areas. What I'm mostly concerned about is our midfield being gash. And so I think, yeah, get Tielemans in, sign that player up no matter what, and then get Frankie as well if you can. And if you can't, then at least you've got yourself a good player in midfield to improve you. Oh, man. Rams Tomo, thank you for another super chat, my son. Let's get a sue in the chat for these legends. Thank you, Rams Tomo, bud. Sue to you, my friend. He comments, hi, Piggy. Do you think Maguire deserved to be booed by the fans during the recent preseason game? I wonder what Ten Hag really thinks about Maguire. Does he deserve? I mean, yeah. To be honest, yeah, I do. Yeah, fucking boo, mate. Boo his performances over the last 2 years, bud. To still be wearing the armband is a debacle and a farce. I do boo that situation myself, bud. Sorry to say, but, you know, it's wrong to boo United's captain. I get it. You know, fundamentally, that sounds wrong. But it's more that it's just the whole situation. Like, why is he captain? It just doesn't add up. He's a bang average player. There's better other leaders in the team. So, yeah, it's just people... Look, fans of Manchester United, just like I have built this channel up over the years, giving my opinion about Manchester United, people have every right as fans, especially if you've gone to the game in Australia and you've paid the money for your ticket. They have every right as fans to voice their opinions on the current situation. And if they're happy with a signing, if they're happy with a decision, they will let you know about it. And if they're unhappy with a decision, if they're unhappy with a player who might be starting or who might be wearing an armband, then they've got every right to voice that opinion in all fairness. So me personally, I think I kind of agree with them. If I was there, I'd probably be going, boo, as well, mate, because I don't like him as captain, guys. I honestly don't. I mean, sorry, I know Ten Hag seems to think he's good. He said he's had successes, which he hasn't, and he's seemingly sticking with him at this moment in time. Is it Glazer shithousery? Is it Master of Puppets all over again? I don't know. But what it is strange. It's all I know is it is strange because it's unnecessary pressure for Harry as well. I think he could do well without the armband. Give it to somebody else and let's everybody have a party. Why have we done this? It just doesn't quite add up in my mind to stick it on Harry. But there you go. He has done it, and I just don't like it. Hyperstrikes is also big. People say fans shouldn't boo. They should give the constructive criticism, but then they call them noise. How can you? Sorry, where's that comment gone? Wait a second. How would the fans express their dissent, especially who pay hard-earned money to see? Precisely, Hyperstrike. We as fans demand a certain level from Manchester United players, and it's not just Harry. People are saying, why aren't other players getting booed, like Bruno or Rashford or whatever? And I guess the reason for it is those players haven't been as bad for quite as long. I think Rashford has been awful this whole season just gone, but before that I thought he was okay. And also, he did have an injury, like, for a while, that he was coming back from. He had, like, a surgery on his back and stuff, didn't he? Like, he's coming back from that after the start of the new season last year. That's not ideal, is it? Maybe cut him a little bit of slack there. And then also in regards to Bruno, well, this guy was literally that Portuguese Magnifico for a whole 18 months of Man United before shitting the bed in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's gash-up team of the season just gone, followed by Rangnick 2.0. So, you know, you've got to say that, I don't know, I mean, yeah, Maguire deserves a chance just like anybody else. Don't get me wrong. If we can't sell Maguire, which is what we should do, then he deserves a chance just like anybody else. But there's just too many defenders at the club that I think are better than him. I personally rate Bailly higher than him. I'd definitely rather see Varane play instead of him. If we sign the centre Martinez, which we are doing, then he's better than him too, is in my opinion. So I think we've got to just, what's the point of having him as our captain? Is he really going to be starting every single game? He should have been demoted to a squad player, demoted to somebody who's just not the captain and who's going to come in and play a reasonable amount of games, but not all the games. And there you go. He's part of something bigger at Manchester United for now because no bastard wants him and we can't sell him. That's what I would have done. But Ten Hag's not done that, and I really don't understand why. It's very, very strange. But yeah, I've got no real problem with people expressing themselves and saying their own opinions about how they feel about a player at a game or not at a game. I think they've got every right to do so, and I think Harry Maguire, as Manchester United captain, is in the line of fire. And if he's not going to be playing up to the standard, then, well, sorry, you're just not big enough to fill those boots then, are you? You've got to be able to deal with that criticism that comes your way in every walk of life, let alone if you're captaining Manchester United, which is literally supported and followed and enjoyed by millions of people around the world every single week who have a massive interest in how you're performing and doing your job. This isn't fucking Terry down at IT Solutions, mate, you know? Like there's millions of people invested in this. People support this, this football team with hard-earned money and time and energy and belief and will and all the rest of it, passion. And we expect the very least from that back from our captain. And if you don't get that, then sorry to say, you're going to get booed, aren't you? And he was fine in the game. He was fine in the game yesterday. He was fine. He was okay. He was good. He was fine. But it's just not good enough, consistent enough. And from last season, he was an error-prone melt. 0793, what's going on, mate? Get those devil horns in there, my son. Let's be having you. Thank you so much. A-Bub says, we see how he behaves when he gets support. He is tone deaf and believes he is good. There you go, A-Bub. So listen, so the other day, Maguire came out and said that he knows he had a bad season, the team had a bad season, etc. But previously he's been saying things like, well, I know I'm good, and the other managers, all the managers I play for know I'm good because they select me in the team. Why would they select me if I'm not good? Like stuff like that, just sort of arrogance. And I personally don't think that he is in the position to be arrogant. It's all well and good being arrogant. I love a bit of arrogance if you're good and you can back it up. But nobody likes arrogance if it's just unfounded, you know? So Slabby needs to man the fuck up and accept a lesser role in the team. But I also am concerned with Ten Hag sticking with Maguire. I mean, it does set a bad precedent for us and set a lower standard, and I don't want a lower standard at Man United. I want us to have a captain who sets the very highest standard, a captain like Keane, or a captain like Robbo, or someone like that, who's going to set a ridiculously high standard, not a captain like Slabby Maguire, who melts every other week. Come on now. Might as well make Phil Jones the captain. So, right, let's just cover the rest of the news. I'm going to get into the live chat very quickly, guys. So, United's interest in Youri Tielemans is supposedly genuine, and so it should be. In all fairness, why the hell not? He's a good player. We should go in for him. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think we should do our most to sign Youri Tielemans at the moment, folks. Let us know, because he's available for 35 to 40 million or somewhere around that mark, because he's only got a year or two left on his deal. I think a year left on his deal, actually. He's got a year left on his deal, and so therefore it's likely that they will look to try and cash in right now. And also, he wants to leave. He's made it known. And he does want Champions League football. That is a factor. However, Man United is a team that's going in that direction, surely under Ten Hag. And if he wants to be part of a special project, playing for a huge club, which will be there soon enough and is still in Europe this season, then come to Man United, Youri. So it's possible. Anyway, it is possible, guys. It is possible. Okay, hang on. What's this that's come through here? Okay, so yeah, some reports linking us with Gianluca Scamacca as well, guys. So yeah, lots of different reports coming out. He's an option for us up the top of the pitch. Calvin Phillips has come out and discussed why he rejected Manchester United as well. He is quoted as saying, I was honoured by Man United wanting me, such a big team, one of the biggest teams in the world, but no, I had to stay loyal to Leeds and choose to go to the other side of Manchester. I mean, that's fair enough, really, isn't it? To be fair, Calvin Phillips. I mean, as far as a Leeds scummer goes, he seems like an all right lad, and you can't really deny that sort of logic. If he'd have gone to Man United, he would have been public enemy number 1 in Leeds, definitely. So, yeah, that makes a heck of a lot of sense, really. Also, Lisandro Martinez had a choice between Arsenal and Man United. He was told if he signed for United, he'd sign for the manager. Martinez chose United as well, obviously. So, not a hard one, is it? You got Mikel Arteta or Erik ten Hag to choose from. Who are you going for? Right, anyway. Okay, also the 1958 supporters group, the underground group who sort of instigate and also, what's the word? Just sort of oversee protests and promote the Glazers out and promote the protest. They're asking United fans to unite and join the protest on the 7th of August. So for the Brighton game, the time is now to increase the pressure. The time it won't blow over. Details confirmed soon. Share and retweet, and that's on their Twitter page. So go and give it a share around. Hashtag Glazers out. Protest should not stop. I mean, it's a disgraceful transfer window, this guy. A net spend of so far nothing. If Martinez comes in, which he isn't very soon, then that's going to be 55 million euros spent. That's not good enough for Man United when we are so far behind everybody else. Also, yeah, as I say, Barcelona insider Gerard Romero reporting that tomorrow everything could change in deal for a certain player, which is alluding to perhaps Frankie de Jong. So we'll have to see. Maybe it's something else, but maybe there'll be some information that comes out tomorrow on Frankie, another update. Hopefully, anyway, we shall see. Right, okay, yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's basically, let's have a rundown of what I've discussed quickly, then we're going to get into the live chat. So, de Jong pictured playing for Barcelona. He's tweeted this. Is that the actions of a player who's looking to leave? Not really. Is he just staying professional, keeping his head down? Maybe. Ten Hag knows no one better at building attacks deeper than Frankie de Jong, and an attribute that's key to the vision. Ten Hag wants this guy. He's very, very keen to bring him in, and that's the reality of the situation. Ten Hag's pushing for him. He's not going to want to give up easily, and we'll do everything we can to bring him in. Barca are the shithouses slowing this deal down. They've got to be able to agree some sort of situation with him to get it concluded. Ronaldo looking for a team, but not be Real Madrid, apparently, reports Marca. Also, Bruno Fernandes has been speaking to Cristiano Ronaldo, but he said he just asked about family things. Everything was okay with his family. He told me what was going on. That's it, and nothing more. He also went on to say, I don't know what's going on in Ronaldo's head. If he wants to leave, it's all about news. I didn't ask them about that. So, you know, just a little bit of an update there. Chelsea bid 55 million for Jules Koundé. Maybe they're interested in, or reported interest in, de Jong now will be called. Fab Romano reporting that Jurrien Timber is set to sign a new contract with Ajax. All parties are happy. So probably going to sign a new contract there, which is a shame because this is a player Ten Hag wanted to bring in and was linked to us. Also, Tielemans, interest is genuine from Manchester United, apparently. This is a player we should be looking for. He is a good option. We should be bringing this guy in as well as Frankie de Jong anyway, in my humble opinion. And then also a bit of news about Varane and Ghana. They were both left out of the squad for the Palace game, but have both since returned back and are training and could face Villa. So get it there. Varane is back, but he's an injury-prone concern. Right, let's get into the live chat, everybody. Thank you for listening to me waffle on for already an hour and 20 minutes. I mean, that is ridiculous. I cannot believe that. I just looked at the time. That's ridiculous. But let's get into the live chat for a Q&A. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Make sure you smash the shite out of that like button. Hit that thumbs up. Let's get this sucker to 300 likes. Oh, yeah. And hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel so you can chat. You only need to be subscribed for 0 seconds to get yourself in the chat. So have your say. And let's hear your thoughts and opinions right now, my friends. I'm going to end that poll there so we can see the chat a bit better. And the poll is now 70% of people think that we should stay and try and convince or try and get de Jong to Manchester United. 70%, oh no, sorry, only 30% of people say that. 70% of people think we should move on from de Jong at the moment and go and look for somebody else. 31% of people say no, we should stick with him. Interesting, so I'm going to end that poll there. Am I confident in our left backs and right backs, says Rams Tomo? Nah, not really, bud. I'm confident in our left back in a degree, in the sense that I think that Luke Shaw could come back to his best again under Ten Hag, especially with a new sort of signing coming in there who's also looking really good and perhaps could take his place. So I think we'll have a bit of good competition for the left back spot with some better tactics. Maybe we won't be so exposed, and Luke Shaw will have a better season this season for us. He needs to be hungry. He needs to be competitive. He is only 26, remember. This guy's just coming to his prime. He's more experienced than Malacia. He's a better defender than Tellez, and so therefore he's still probably number one choice. I don't mind our left-back position. The right-back spot concerns me more because we've got no player that can do both things that we need to well, especially in the Ten Hag system where he's looking for wing-backs to be getting forward, attacking a lot and creating chances themselves and maybe even having shots themselves and things. People like Wan-Bissaka are not really overly adept at doing that. He's a great defender. Can he be coached into being a good forward player or player going forward, comfortable at doing that as well? Big question. It's a big if. He is young. And then Diogo Dalot, the same can be said for him, but the opposite way round. He is better going forward. He got a good assist the other day for us in pre-season, but defensively, he's been tucked up like a kipper many times this season just gone. He's a little bit of a concern for me. So I would like to see us get a new right back in all fairness and sell one of those two players. But at the same time, if we do stick with those guys, then they're both young and maybe they can develop and be good enough for us this season. I mean, it's horses for courses. You have got two different players there, which is good. You've got a player who, maybe if you need a more defensive player to just stick on a really tricky winger or something in a tough game against a top team, maybe Wan-Bissaka is a really great option for you. And then if you've got another game where you're perhaps going to be a bit higher up and you can have a lot more of the ball and you can be controlling and dictating play, Dalot makes a lot more sense. You get him on the ball, get him wide, get him whipping balls in, get him creating chances and using his slightly creative edge in order to create chances for us. That is also possible. Yeah, you know it, Kate Cadet. Dumfries. Exactly, mate. Dumfries. Don't be sleeping on Dumfries, mate. How you doing there, Cake, sir? We're only 4 likes off of 250 likes, guys. Please do hit that thumbs up button. Bruno and Ronaldo was like Ronaldo and Nani. Personality clashes in Lina's family. Maybe so. I'm not so sure about that myself, personally. I honestly think they'll be just fine together if Ronaldo comes back. Gabe says, Rob, unless he was promised to get the players he wanted. What did Rob say? I'm not too sure what Rob said. What did Rob say? Jim Watkins says, what's up, Rush, my brother? How are you? Blessed, brother. How's the weather where you are? Mate, it's so hot where we are right now, Jim. It's cooler tonight, though, bud. Finally, it is a lot cooler. You're good, man. Just watching Stranger Things as Cake there. Oh, okay. So pretty similar to our transfer window then, or our pursuit of Frankie de Jong. Is that gone on there yet, mate? Has that bit come up where we're trying to pursue Frankie de Jong? Has that scene arrived yet? I'm running up that hill. Anyway, Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, we're living off the past. Jonathan Gallagher, mate. Let's calm down a little bit here, sir. No, in all fairness, the Glazers are living off the past, mate. That's what they're doing. Yeah, we need to have some proper ambition and some proper injection of cash in this transfer window. 55 million euros net spend. That's pathetic, man. We should have spent 150 million by now and be prepared to spend more in order to give the manager what he needs, which is a squad capable of challenging for anything. Not much hot. You are imagining things, says Prakash. It is fucking hot, mate. What are you on about? It's well hot, mate. It's not as hot as yesterday. It's 22 degrees where I am right now, which is quite toasty. 22 degrees, but, fair enough. Pig has taken over. Dimwits, I'm scientist. Pig loves us much. We love him. Thank you, United. I appreciate that. New Cobra Kai in September. Get in there, Cake Cadet. Well up for that, lad. It got cooler earlier, too. Now it's back to gas, says Chris Koo. Yeah, it was a much cooler day. Hyperstrike says Amazon should make a documentary series on Frankie de Jong transfer. Thoughts, Pig? What would they call it? Oh, and Jonathan Gallagher says, no ambition yet again, Pig. I agree, man. I agree. So far, we haven't seen any ambition yet. Look, if we get Frankie de Jong and then we do sign somebody else, that's at least a decent sort of marker laid down to try and improve the squad. But even if we get de Jong, I'm still not convinced with the overall improvement of the team. That would only be 4 signings to replace the 6 that went out. And it would also be only 2 real first-teamers. The other 2 are sort of backup squad players, if you ask me. Rob says, Maguire's a statue, nothing but pigeon shite. Xavi is clearly telling de Jong, I want you to stay. Is he, though, Abdi Lubaks, by playing him at centre-back? Kingslayer says, de Jong is a better centre-back than Maguire. 22 degrees almost at midnight. That's pretty nutty fire up in the UK anyway. All or nothing, says Hyperstrike. Right, yeah, I should have thought of that one, really. All or nothing. Yeah, good shout. The Glazers are eroding United's social capital that's been built up over the years, extracting every cent from the club. Well said. It would be long to watch, says Jeanette Pugh. Too long, 6 episodes. Is this team stronger than last year, says Roy the Boy Kino? I'm going to say no, not really. Maybe arguably a little bit, especially with the Martinez signing. He's versatile, can play CDM, centre-back, but arguably, no, we're not. Linus says, Bruno has become second fiddle to Ronaldo. He's class before he came. He was, in all fairness. Maybe it's a coincidence. But yeah, fair enough. I mean, they haven't worked that well together. It would be so boring, says Duncan Belifo. We'll get our fair share of hot weather in November and worse December, January here in Australia. We have the worst heat here in Australia come summer. Yeah, I hear that high humidity. Oh, it's like that over here right now, Jim. I mean, we had 40 degrees the other day, mate. Madness. Thank you very much, KKS. They're still backing you to get 100k subs by the end of the year. Don't think so, bud. 70k is the target. That is a big target, mate. Rushmano says we've got 258 likes. Get in. Why did they agree a fee then? What the fuck's wrong with Barca? Exactly, IQ, and saying they want to sell him, mate. They want the money. They're pushing him out the door. They just want him to take less money than what they currently owe him. That's what I think. Abdi Liebach says he likes him and was against the board selling him, so they're prepared to take a bit of time. Bruno would love Ronnie gone so he can be the main man again. Maybe, would he? Maybe. What's happening with CS7, mate, says D-Money. No change. He's still away with the family, still not on tour, or there's no communication at the moment. Starting 11 is better. The squad is worse, says Rory. Ronaldo leaves. Honest thoughts, Pig. I would say he leaves 90%. I don't think he's going to Bayern because they've distanced himself recently. Nagelsmann says no. Oliver Kahn said no. Unless they're just lying and they're going to go in for him, then I don't see him going there. United Lotto says, Piggy, tell us why we love you. Come on, don't start with me. Seagull, yeah. I don't know what you're on about. You probably love me because I say it how it is. We don't clickbait around here. We talk about Manchester United in a no bullshit way. That's probably what you like, mate. A-Bub says, I would prefer CR7 to leave. It would be embarrassing for him if he doesn't get a move. Maybe, but 1 year outside of the Champions League is not the worst thing in the world. I do think we've talked about it earlier. His rivalry with Messi. Messi's going to be adding to his tally. He's only 15 Champions League goals behind him. All this sort of stuff. He wants to be adding to his legacy and challenging for trophies. If he can't do that at United for the Champions League, it is a big problem. Like California heat is extreme, says Edgar as well. Thank you, Rushmano. Says, great show, Pig. Thank you, my man. Jonathan says, Pig, what do you think the managers see in Maguire that we don't? A big slab that has its own gravitational pull, so therefore the balls get stuck to it or something? I don't know, mate. One of these watch-alongs will catch fire this season, Pig, I'm convinced. Thank you, Kate Cadet, sir. What's David May up to? Says John O'Connor. Yeah, we could do worse, couldn't we? Trigger the extension, and we own Ronaldo for 2 years. 14 bras, I mean, the last I've got on Oliver Kahn's comments is him saying, where is it? Bayern, I mean, here we go. We got, this is it. Oliver Kahn says, I love Cristiano Ronaldo, fantastic player, but every club has a philosophy. I'm not sure if it would be the right signal for Bayern and Bundesliga if we sign him now. Such a move does not necessarily fit with our ideas. And Nagelsmann also said that he heard that the rumours with Ronaldo were there, but they're not true. So, I mean, look, out of all the teams, that's the one that makes the most sense with Lewandowski going. I've said this before. That makes the most perfect sense for him. He can win the German League, German Cup, and play in the Champions League. It's the right fit for him. They'd get a goal scorer in the short term. But they've come out and distanced themselves. So I personally disagree with what you're saying because I don't think he is going there. Barca's being clueless at the moment at the point they should pay De Jong full, not less, says Westy05. Hyperstrike says, Oliver said the market is open in today's interview and so the normal, not our philosophy as usual. Oh, okay, after Lewis transfer, don't you think the silence has been high? Yeah, I mean, look, that's it. There's Nagelsmann, the manager's also said that he's not interested in Ronaldo, though. Has there been further comments from him? Because, you know, that's quite a deciding factor, isn't it, really? But that's quite interesting for him, Braz. Khan added, we'll have more talks, we'll see. Transfer windows open. Okay, but that really, you know, I mean, they've already said that it's not really the right fit. I mean, that statement there doesn't necessarily open it up, but then fair enough, I guess it's still possible for him, Bros. Like I said, out of all the teams where Ronaldo should go, Bayern Munich's the one. If he's going to leave United, if I was Ronaldo, that's the one place I would be wanting to go. It's a different league. He can get 4 trophies in 4 different leagues there. Then he'd have La Liga, Serie A, Premier League, and the Bundesliga. The 4 best leagues in Europe. I mean, that's quite hard to deny. So I think that is the move for him. But I still think that because of Bayern's recent comments, maybe they're just not looking in the market for a 37-year-old. But hey, look, maybe so. I just really hope that they don't anyway. Barcelona should be properly investigated. Something just doesn't add up. Definitely Kate Cadet, mate. They're a disgrace. Get Maguire in nets and put a glove on his head, doesn't it? Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much, Roshi. Hey, guys, we're going to wrap this puppy up now then. It's really late. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's midnight. There is no FIFA tonight, guys. I'm feeling rough tonight. I'm melting. Been talking a lot here. It's really hot. I'm just going to go to bed. But thank you so much for everyone for watching. And we will be back at it tomorrow with the FIFA late night, Thursday night. I'm going to get it set up early. In fact, after this video, I'm going to get it set up. The new FIFA episodes. You guys know it's coming. So don't worry, tomorrow night it'll be back to normal, as normal, every single night, pretty much. But right now, just not going to happen. Orlando Arellano, what's going on, my man? Thank you for getting in here, bud. And Fortin Braz and Flex Felix and Jobby, Juan and Abdi Leebax and Madhouse and United Till I Die, Jim Watkins, A-Bub, Chris Koo, Johnny M, Jeanette Pugh, S.A., Kingslayer, Laters Linner's family as well, Hyper Strike, John O'Connor. Thank you very much. Top notch as always. Thank you so much. Catch you later, Rushmono. Thanks for all the updates for Outboss. Catch you later, Rob MUFC. Thank you, my friend. Jim Watkins, A-Bub, Jonathan Gallagher, Social 99, Hyper Strike, Rory. Rory, thanks for the super chats. Thank you to Eddie Trooper as well for giving 20 memberships out, guys. Get some mad love hearts in there for Eddie Trooper. Obsidian, A-Bub, Chris Koo, Jim Watkins, Madhouse. Thank you, Madhouse. Thank you, Abdi Leebax, Fire Up, Cootie, Obsidian, Hyper Strike, Vutan80 Legend. Thank you all the moderators for moderating the chat. Cheers, Westy, Jeanette, T-Mill, Hyper Strike, and thank you, Mrs. P. For sitting there patiently whilst listening to me ramble away. Because this whole time when I've been doing this video, Mrs. Pete's has been sat on my bed there. You wouldn't know that, would you? Behind the scenes.
Hi, everyone.
Anyway.
I thought you saw me in the chat.
Kate Cadet, thank you. Oh, no, I didn't see you in the chat. Kate Cadet, thank you for the super chat. Says, don't wrap up puppies as it's animal cruelty, guys. Free the puppies. Thank you, Kate Cadet. Right, everyone, good night. Thank you all for tuning in. That's the end of the show. 269 likes, dudes. Thank you so much, every one of you that dropped the like. Before you go, please do smash that like on the video. Give it a big old juicy thumbs up if you haven't done so. That will really help us out. You know it makes sense. Please do smash that like. Smash that subscribe if you're new to the channel. Click the little bell icon as well to get notifications of when we post and go live. Follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. Check out the website, unitedflyinghigh.com, for your latest news. And thank you all for watching, guys. Come back after it's finished. Get your thoughts and opinions in about who we should go for. Should we get Tiedemann? Should we stick with Jong? Should we go for somebody else? Let us know your thoughts after it's finished. Thank you, Jim. Hey, thank you, Social99 as well, you legend, and all the legends of the chat. Thanks to the moderators. Thank you to the members, and each and every one of you for getting involved with the show tonight. Take it easy, guys. That's it from me. Stay classy. Have a good one. And come on, United now. Sort your bloody lives out. 55 million net spend at this stage. We're a joke, man. We've got to start investing, get some quality players in, give Ten Hag the tools required to do the job. Otherwise, it's going to be another shithouse season. Sort your bloody lives out. United recruitment team, you're a debacle. Catch you on the next one, everyone. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. I'm out of here. See.